Oh, okay.
So yesterday I made a very controversial statement that I predicted Barcelona would finish fourth. And to discuss all of that, the La Liga expectations in detail, the crisis at Barcelona, I have with me a Barcelona fan. Hi Chanjot.
Hi, Shubham. Thanks for having me, dude, here.
So yeah, I think Chanjot is one of the most understanding and genuine Barcelona fans I've ever met. Like yesterday when I said that Barcelona were going to finish fourth, and that a lot of the Barcelona fans that I had met, I did not make any general statement, that I had met were very insensible and like rejoicing that Messi is going to stay. So I got a lot of stick in the comments. So yeah, that's why I thought I should have you. All right, so let's start with the questions.
Yeah,
So firstly, feel free to consider this as a platform to rant about Bartomeu and all of the other board members.
thank God. What can we even say about Bartomeu and the staff at Barcelona? They've like completely destroyed the club, dude. They have made like a joke out of the club, which was like such established club. And I was hoping that this would be the club of the century or something like that, but then I can't just see that anywhere right now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
Bartomeu has like he has so many factors to play in, which has destroyed the club. The financial factor, the sporting factor, the
Hmm.
signings. Actually, the signings have
Yeah.
been so terrible since his arrival at the club,
Hmm.
and it's just so weird that he's still at the club and not handing in his resignation.
Yeah.
He
I
has just
think.
he has just like preponed the elections from June 2021 to March 2021. That's his solution
Okay.
to the crisis.
I originally thought that the elections were held in March because I met another Barcelona fan. I think he's my dad's age. So he was saying that elections are usually held in March. So that's what I had originally thought.
No, no. Actually, I just read about it. It was to be held at on June
Yeah.
2021,
Okay.
but then it was preponed due to this crisis after
Oh,
8-2 defeat by. Yeah.
okay. So, firstly, I mean, the signings. Do you think Dembele, Coutinho, Griezmann, any of these players have even shown promise of justifying the amount that Barcelona have paid for them?
No, a simple no, dude. Like Barca received a huge amount of money since the Neymar's departure,
Neymar,
right?
yeah.
So what to do with so much money in your hand? Bartomeu made a fantastic decision to spend it on star players,
Mm-hmm.
which did not even suit Barca.
Okay.
Uh, he spent it on Coutinho. He spent it on Dembele
Hmm.
because Neymar's departure, the replacement was Dembele,
Hmm.
and Iniesta's departure, we
Yeah.
he thought,
Coutinho was touted the replacement.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But they both proved to be disappointment. Let's talk about Coutinho.
Hmm.
Coutinho was played out of his position,
Yeah.
which is a true fact. He is a great player at Liverpool. He used to play at left mid cam, and you used to like transition at the left part of the field and in the center part of the field.
Yeah, it
So
was
the
more like he
thing is,
used to drift in from the left, pretty similar to what Messi does from the right wing, I think.
exactly, or like Robin does from the right wing,
Yeah.
cuts in.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was his main thing, and he
Hmm.
was the like the strike, the like the main player of Liverpool at that time.
Yeah.
But when he came to Barca, he had to like challenge with Messi to establish his place.
Hmm.
The thing with Barca is they are so reliant on Messi that the other players can't like perform to their best because they our attacks always go through Messi.
Hmm.
It is like a subconscious uh
Yeah.
like
It
mindset.
like runs in your mind that you have to pass the ball to Messi.
Yeah, you see
Hmm.
Messi free, let's just pass to him, which is
Yeah.
not how all the plays should go.
Hmm.
Coutinho is a class player, we all know that, but we could observe in every season that he used to pass small balls to Messi, which he could have finished. He
Hmm.
could have, capitalized on that.
Okay.
But that was a like quite difficult time at Barca. But then he moved to Bayern Munich, obviously,
Hmm.
for a loan spell. Dembele, like I don't have any words for Dembele. The only highlight of Dembele that I remember is his goal against Chelsea. That's all I remember about him. He has
Okay.
been so inconsistent, so injured. Like he has just played. 8 games, I guess, in the last season or something like that.
Must be 8 in the La Liga, not the entire season.
Yeah, yeah, 8 in the La
Uh-huh.
Liga. So like there's a funny meme also that goes around like Dembele is injured, he comes back, there's a new manager, he gets injured again when he
Yeah.
comes back, then there's a new manager again, and then he comes back. So let's hope this time he's there,
Hmm.
he is fit, because the injury issues and the amount of investment that Barca has invested in him is
Hmm.
too risky, and like the return on investment is too
It's
poor
too
right
low.
now,
Hmm.
very low. So
Yeah.
like, but I have hopes from Dembele because
Hmm.
he is a good player. He is a skilled player, but he just needs to play more. He just
Hmm.
needs to be in the team. A
Yeah.
funny fact is like Barcelona spent so much on Griezmann, Dembele,
Hmm.
and Coutinho,
Continue.
but I'll tell you a fact against Bayern Munich, the 8-2 defeat. Two
Hmm.
players of these were on the bench, and
Yeah.
the one player
One
scored
player
two
was
goals
for
and
Bayern Munich.
assisted.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
like how does that make sense? You
Yeah.
sign three-star players and they're not even playing for you.
Hmm.
What sense does that make? It's
Yeah.
just too ridiculous.
Hmm.
Very ridiculous. And also the thing is Griezmann signing is does not make sense to me.
Hmm.
He's 29, I guess, right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
29.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does not fit in the 4-3-3 Barca system.
Okay.
He plays as a support striker.
True.
He does not play as a like full-fledged striker or as a left winger. He
Hmm.
can play as a left winger, but that's not his natural position.
True.
He always used to play as a support striker to maybe like Diogo Costa or Torres at Atletico,
Hmm.
and used to perform at that level.
Yeah.
At Barca, he's just played out of the position, and yeah,
Hmm.
which does not even help him and not help the club. The only thing that he does really well is his defensive work rate, which obviously Simeone has influenced
Hmm.
on him.
Yeah.
So like as Coman said, as he came in and said that Griezmann was played at a wrong position, and I really
Hmm.
hope that Coman understands that and plays him and uses him to his best, because Griezmann is a class player, as we all know.
Yeah. 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 And like even when he was touted to leave Atletico Madrid last summer, United obviously linked to him for like 3 4 years. So I personally
United is
thought
linked
that
to every
yeah, I personally thought last year that it was a year bit too late. He was 28, some signs of sort of slowing down. So I personally thought that even with the Hazard deal, I told Rishabh, this deal came a year or two late. It should have happened
Yes, you're
earlier.
completely right.
Yeah,
Completely right. The year that first Barca was rumored to sign Griezmann, he was amazing. He was amazing
just
in
after the World
amazing
Cup.
form.
Yeah.
Exactly. He performed so well in the World Cup. He was such a good form.
Hmm.
And then with the partnership of PK, he released a video
Huh.
publicly saying that he wants to stay at Atletico.
Apparently, like there was this Netflix documentary also that he made that I'm staying at Atletico or something along those lines. Is what I've
Yeah.
heard. I've not seen that documentary.
Okay. Yeah. There was a documentary.
Huh.
I don't remember the title. It was like a Legend of France or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
was something like that, which was
Hmm.
translated. So yeah, it was pretty ridiculous because 1 year later of his public statement, he
Hmm.
came back to Barca.
Yeah.
He came here. Yeah, so it's just a joke transfer for me.
Hmm.
But then it's Bartholomew. What else can you expect?
So
They are
the
another joke.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go on, go on, go
So
on.
the Netflix documentary is called "The Making of a Legend."
Yeah, the making of a legend. Correct.
Hmm.
Legend in what aspect? I don't know, because he has just won a World Cup. That's it.
Yeah, that is all he's won.
That
And
is the main
hmm.
achievement that we can say of his like career or something like that. That's
Hmm.
all.
He joined Atletico the season after they won the La Liga. So it's not that he's won the La Liga or anything. There's no European
Exactly.
Cups as well, like not even Europa League. So
What qualifies him as a legend or
legend,
one of the
yeah,
best?
nobody knows
He's
that.
not even one of the best, dude.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Definitely.
like
I mean,
can be, could have been, but no.
who can forget that his statement that I'm on the same level as Messi and Ronaldo? I think it was immediately after the World Cup he said so.
Uh, Maybe he was like high on testosterone or like Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
He was obsessed with his, the France team in general were
Mm-hmm.
very obsessed with their win in World Cup. We can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like it was pretty ridiculous statement. Yeah. Also,
So
another transfer that I would really like to talk about is the Arthur and Pjanic swap deal.
yeah, I was
All of
going to ask you
the
about that.
That is the most ridiculous transfer that I've witnessed in Barca, or like normal transfers. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
can you bring in a 30-year-old player
Mm.
for a 23, 24-year-old player who had a great potential and a
Potential.
great promise at Barca? He
Mm.
was considered to be the next Xavi. We all obviously like to, like
Yeah.
consider players as next
Mm.
Xavi, next Iniesta, next Messi, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But he was actually a really good player on the ball.
Mm.
He kept possession. He carried the ball.
Mm.
He had a positioning sense, like he knew where he had to be.
Mm-hmm.
He had like he was not at the best, but he could have been developed so much at Barca.
Mm.
But then Bartomeu came in, made a fantastic transfer, sold him to Juventus. But the other thing
Yeah.
is, like I read everywhere that it was due to financial
Financial
reasons. They
fair play.
had to balance their books. But
But
dude,
then it surprised me because before that deal happened, UEFA had announced that financial fair play will not be applicable for that financial year because like all clubs were suffering massive losses because stadiums were empty. So it really
exactly,
surprised me.
I it doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense to anyone.
Hmm.
Only Bartomeu can confirm, like, why did he do that? Why
Yeah.
did he approve that?
Hmm.
It's so weird. But then I would not degrade Pjanic. Like, he is good,
Yeah,
no doubt.
definitely.
But then do we need him? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
He's 30. Already our average squad age, the
It's
wage is
very high. Yeah.
so high.
Mm.
Why do we need to overload another, like old player in our squad when we can go for the young talents, or like even go like search in La Masia? Dude, La Masia is destroyed right now.
Yeah.
It's not even creating players.
Mm.
The era where like players used to come from La Masia, every player in Barca, in every player in Spain actually,
Yeah.
almost was from La Masia.
Lamas, yeah.
But where is La Masia right now? Only Ansu Fati, Ricky Puig, Carlos Aranya.
Hmm.
These are the new young prospects that we are seeing here, or Arujo. That's it, nothing else.
So Alenia is quite old is what I'm hearing. He's like 24,
No,
24,
he's like
25.
22, I guess. Huh?
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry.
No, let me confirm. Wait. Uh,
Yeah, even I'll have a check.
he's 22. Yeah, he's 22.
Okay, okay. So he's still got enough time. I mean, he
He
can
like,
sort of get play time at
but
Barca.
then the thing is, there are too many players in at Barca.
Yeah,
There are
true.
overloaded at every position. But the
Mm-hmm.
position that we need to overload is like not even there. The defense.
The defense,
We
yeah.
have the defense is the main talking point of Barca.
Hmm.
We have such a good defense on paper,
Yeah,
but when
true.
it comes to the pitch
Which
and the play,
it's
it's
disappointing.
just, yeah, disappointing is the like even a small word to say for the defense.
Hmm.
Why? How can you expect that such of a defense? Like um, performance from a big club like Barca.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
These are such experienced players. These are such like well-renowned players. Jordi Alba, Gerard Piqué, Clement Lenglet, Umtiti,
Hmm.
Semedo.
Hmm.
Roberto, I'm not considering because he's like a versatile player, but
Hmm.
he's also good. I
Yeah,
am not
definitely.
disappointed in him at all.
Hmm.
But the thing is, yeah, so Barca plays with a high line.
Hmm.
Okay, when it plays out from the back, obviously, and
Hmm.
keeps a high line and keeps passing the ball between themselves. They have to keep the possession.
Hmm.
That's what the Barca philosophy is about.
Yeah,
But the thing
try
they
try
don't,
to wear the opponent out a little bit and then
they only try. This does not work in the modern football.
hmm,
You have to adapt. You cannot stick to
stick
one
to
philosophy
the
so much.
hmm,
I am full in support of the Cruyff uh, tactics, the
philosophy
tiki taka. Yeah,
mentality. Yeah.
I am in full support of that, but it needs to adapt
Adapt, right?
because the football is changing so much. Like you
Hmm.
can see teams like Atalanta, for example,
Hmm. Hmm.
they don't defend, they keep on attacking, and it works out for them.
Hmm.
The thing with Barca is we attack, but it's not like such a like convincing attacks or like the
Hmm.
attacks that
Hmm.
we can finish easily.
Hmm.
It's very normal. The main thing we do is keep possession.
Hmm. Hmm.
The other thing is if our opposition, like we can any football fan can say
Hmm.
the underdogs have
Hmm.
such a high chance to win against Barca
Yeah, just sit back
because
and counter attack.
yeah, exactly. Just you don't need possession against Barca. You just need to sit back,
Hmm.
wait for Barca to have a high back line, and you need to have fast players.
True.
And the main thing you need to have is your finishing ability.
Hmm.
You need to finish all the chances you get
Need to be
because all
clinical.
the
Yeah.
teams get multiple chances against Barca.
Hmm.
The only guy who saves us at the back is Ter Stegen.
Yeah.
And oh
Right.
god, man, he is so good. He is so good at like between the sticks.
Hmm.
He saves us so much. Even Clement Longley is good. Gerard Piqué is good, but they don't perform as much as they can.
Can. Yeah.
Yeah, they cannot track back too fast. They are
Hmm.
so slow at tracking back.
Hmm.
The spaces that they leave
Leave.
between the fullbacks is
Hmm.
too much. And Semedo is not a right back. Semedo is not a right. Semedo is a great player, very skilled, but
Hmm.
he is not a right back. He is a right wing back
Back
or
sort
a
of.
right mid.
It's like a Marcus Alonso thing at right
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
Hmm.
So we need a full-fledged right back dude
Yeah.
like Dani Alves who can move up and down continuously, track
Continuously.
back up and down continuously, and also offer a play with the midfield.
Hmm.
Semedo is good at passing and dribbling, but he cannot, like connect with Messi or midfield as much as Dani Alves used to
Yeah.
do
We
back then.
used to do. Yeah.
So yeah, we need a like complete right back. Then coming on to the defense, Gerard Piqué, he has already given a statement, right, that he
If
would
they
offer
want
to,
me to leave, yeah.
yeah, if they want, he's offered to leave if they want to bring in new players, which is like a really good statement of his. And
Hmm.
yeah, so like he understands that he's old, he's getting old. He's
Hmm.
not the Gerard Piqué that we used to know.
Hmm.
He's still good, but not at that level.
Yeah.
So we need to fix that position. Clement Longley is a starter, obviously. He
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
really good. He
Yes.
can develop more and more.
Hmm.
Gerard Piqué's position needs to be revitalized, bring in a new player,
Yeah.
and the left back position and the right back position. The left back position, Jordi Alba he's getting too old.
Right.
He
Right. Right.
used to be so good at first. I used to rate him over Marcelo
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
because of the speed, the like every how he used to connect with Iniesta, Xavi, and like with Messi
Hmm.
also. But then he has started getting slower. He has started getting like he creates mistake. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's he's
It like
just getting
happens with age. You lose a yard of
yeah.
pace on you.
We can obviously we witness Marcelo also right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
His
Right.
level has declined. So has Jordi Alba's. So we
Hmm.
need to get a good left back. We already have a good left back right now.
Firpo.
Yeah, Firpo is a good left back, but then he is not like the one who you trust right now for
Hmm.
Barca. Start him. So we need to get him more playtime, maybe
Hmm.
get him playing, not start Jordi Alba every single game.
Game. Yeah. Especially like in the
We need,
smaller teams, you can start for Firpo.
yeah, like it's not a good idea to change the
Hmm.
defense, but then yes, you need to give him time
Yes.
because if you do not give him time, then how can you like change Barca or like develop Barca?
Hmm.
The other thing is over reliance on Messi.
Hmm.
Let's come to that later, dude.
Yeah.
It's such a big topic.
So like we've spoken about Coutinho, Dembele, Griezmann, Firpo. Uh, just to talk about Dembele briefly, like when he was at Dortmund, great player, two-footed, extremely skilled. It looked like a great replacement to Neymar. And I think the injuries totally destroyed it. And there was also
Yeah,
reports that he was turning up late to training, partying all night with his friends and all of that.
Yeah, he's like a classic, like young footballer who is like who has success on his mind.
Hmm.
You look at Mbappe, maybe. Mbappe is also has a lot of fun, but he is determined.
Hmm.
Mbappe does not, like lets the age factor comes in his performance.
Hmm.
Looking at Dembele at Dortmund, he was really good, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was scoring goals, dribbling, the skills, the pace, the way he was just destroying teams at the right flank was really good.
Hmm.
And then at that moment, it seemed like a pretty good investment when
Hmm.
Neymar went. But
Hmm.
then the injuries came. The injuries were like I don't even have the count of how many times he was injured
Yeah.
and where all. Dude, that's like the player needs to take care of himself. It's not completely his fault, obviously,
Hmm.
but he needs to take care more. He needs to be fit. The another thing
Hmm.
is his attitude and his discipline. He
Yeah.
has been he has been late to Barcelona training so much.
Several times. Yeah.
He he even during Dortmund he forced his transfer to Barcelona.
Hmm.
He missed their training. He did not hand in a notice. He was AOL, AWOL, whatever, away
Yeah.
without, yeah,
Absent without official leave,
absent
something.
without officially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a trait that we can see in Dembele's behavior and his personality that he is too careless. He's
Mm-hmm.
just too young right now, but he should be more mature.
Mature, especially
Uh,
at one of the biggest clubs in the world.
exactly, you need to be mature. You need to be professional.
Professional.
You
Yeah.
need to have that maturity level so that you can perform and blend in with the team. But
Hmm. Okay. So,
Dembele, like, yeah,
sorry.
go on.
Complete your statement, and then we'll move to the next question. Sorry.
Yeah, like it's expected of Dembele, but he always, like disappoints in that
Disappoints.
aspect.
So, what should you, if you were, let's suppose the president or whoever is in charge of transfers right now, if you were that guy, what would you do with Coutinho, Dembele, Griezmann, Firpo, and Umtiti? There's three options: keep, loan, and sell. For each player,
Okay.
what would you do right now?
Let's go with one player at a time. Can you
Yeah,
just repeat
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Coutinho first off.
Coutinho, okay. The thing is that our Barca attack is overloaded with all the players right now.
Hmm.
With Braithwaite, Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Dembele,
Griezmann,
and
Ansu Fati.
Griezmann, plus Ansu Fati, yes,
Yeah,
yes, obviously, and plus rumored signing of Martinez or Depay.
and
Martinez,
Trincao
I don't
is
think so.
also at the club. Yeah, Trincao is
Trincao
also
plus Pedri,
hmm,
yeah. So that's like 7 to 8 players already in the
already.
forward position. So it's like fully overloaded.
Yeah.
If we have signed Trincao and Pedri, we need to give them time. But with the presence of the experienced players already at the club, it's not possible, I guess. Not,
Hmm.
yeah, it's not possible. So Coutinho, I don't see him fitting, and it's best for him to not be at Barca right now.
Okay, so like, do
I
you loan him out or do you sell him directly?
I sell him directly. I sell him directly, and yeah, I take his
Hmm.
funds and for the further investment. I don't think so. I want Coutinho at my club right now.
Okay.
He's a good player, obviously, but then he doesn't, like, um, suit at Barca.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the next player is Usman Dembele.
yeah, I'd keep him, no
Okay.
doubt.
Griezmann.
Okay, it's a really hard choice, but I'd like to keep him
Okay.
because how he is and knowing what impact that he can have on games.
Hmm.
And right now, I'm just excited to see if he would be played in his natural position because we have not seen the best Griezmann
Of
yet.
Griezmann. Yeah.
So I'm still hoping to see that, and it's just one season right now.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So we can't like make a decision about Griezmann. We just need to give him a season or two.
Hmm. Firpo, Junior Firpo. So okay, we've spoken about that. He should be given more game time. Do you think
Yeah,
game
he
time
should be.
away from Barca on loan would be a good idea?
But then we'll need to sign another left back.
Okay, yeah, to rotate with Jordi Alba, right?
That's the thing. We need.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
right now it's not an option to loan him out, but then yeah, it would be good for him obviously. But then if he needs to be at Barca and like needs to establish his place at Barca, he needs to learn how to play with Barca, how to play
Mm-hmm.
with the players at Barca.
Right.
Only that way he would be able to incorporate himself into the squad.
Hmm. And Samuel Umtiti.
I feel so sad for that guy. He was such a solid rock after Lione and coming to Barca. He
Hmm.
was such a good form till the World Cup. He performed so well, but then that one injury ruined him.
Hmm.
It made him so shaky. It made him like like it. He made so many mistakes. He
Hmm.
was not fit, and I think he's just wasting, and we are wasting Umtiti's time at Barca because he doesn't play. He's not fit,
Hmm.
and plus we have Todibo or Arujo, or we can sign maybe Eric Garcia, which I really want to,
Hmm.
which is a very good prospect for Barca. But the
Hmm.
thing is, Umtiti is really good, but I don't see him starting for Barca right now with regards to the form he is in.
Hmm.
But then the thing is that we know the best Umtiti. We know how he has played.
Yeah.
So I would keep him for now,
Okay.
for just a season. That's it. If he does not perform or does not get playtime, I'll get rid of him.
Okay. Um, what would you want to say about the high wages at the club and the high debt that's been accumulating over the last couple of years under Bartomeu?
It's ridiculous. It's too ridiculous how he is managing the finances of the club.
Mm-hmm.
The wage bill obviously is so huge. He has signed so many star-stellar players. It is so huge. Plus, he has fired like two managers like Valverde and Setien.
So
He
you have
has
to
also
give
he's
like a compensation to them as well.
exactly he's still paying their wages. Like it was too ridiculous to fire Valverde mid-season and then bring in Kike Setien
At the
and
end.
then get rid of him after the mid-season that he spent at Barca.
Hmm.
It's just ridiculous how he's like playing with Barca as a club.
Hmm.
Valverde was really good for Barca. I don't know why he got rid of him. The
Hmm.
only thing lacking him uh, with Valverde was his attitude and the influence that he had on the players. Like we could see Luis Enrique, like pumping up the players, pumping up the intensity. If you remember in the La Remontada against PSG, how the players were, how
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
intensity, the
Yeah. Yeah.
mentality was.
Hmm.
Valverde was not able to influence them to an extent, and then we saw the downfall at Rome and then at Liverpool.
Hmm.
So yeah, the wages has been accumulated so much, and then Barca is at such a huge debt right now that
Hmm.
there's no answer how we can like solve this debt.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
weird. Plus Messi leaving probably next season, I guess.
Yeah.
If there's like I want him to leave. Obviously, he should leave, and if he leaves next season, then the like everything will go down for Barca.
Hmm. Hmm.
The revenue, the wages would be compensated, obviously, but the share
Hmm.
prices, the sponsorships, the publicity,
Yeah.
everything.
All of
See,
that will go down.
there are so many factors in which Messi is integral to Barca.
Hmm.
So many factors, financially, social, politically, and everything in every aspect.
Hmm. And like a lot of Barcelona fans were, rejoicing over Instagram and Twitter that Messi was finally staying at the club. What are your thoughts on that briefly?
I did not personally comment anything on Messi staying, first of all. But then after seeing all these people rejoicing over Messi staying,
Hmm.
after Messi having given an interview to Goal, after like coming back to training, it
Hmm.
is so ridiculous to see these fans happy.
Hmm.
Like, how can you be happy about a player who is unhappy with the club
Hmm.
being forced to stay at the club?
Hmm.
No doubt, Messi's attitude will not change. He will
Hmm.
give his best.
Yes,
Obviously,
to
he is the
Barcelona.
leader
Yeah.
and he will do that. But the thing is, he is unhappy. So, like, his best would not be the best that we can get from him.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And he has done like so much for Barca. Like, I can't even say what he has done for
Yeah,
Barca.
I mean, we all know
He has made Barca what Barca is.
is.
We credit
Definitely.
Cruyff, obviously. We credit Ronaldinho, Henry, Pep Guardiola, Xavi, Iniesta, so many players.
Hmm.
But Messi has done something which these people have not done. He has established Barca in every
Yeah,
single aspect.
it's sort of that
But
Barca and Messi are very synonymous in the last 10, 15 years. Like ever since he's risen as a superstar, you can't imagine Barcelona without Messi.
exactly, you just can't imagine him leaving, or maybe like you know he's going to retire. You know he's at some point of time he
Going
is
to
going
retire.
to go out of the club. But
Hmm.
like this, being upset with the board, being upset at the club, just look at his situation in the interview. He is so disappointed at the club. He's so
Hmm.
emotional. Like we can't even say what the club have has like done to him.
Done
And the
to him.
players are and the fans are happy that he's staying, he's training. This
Mhm.
is just too ridiculous to see, my friend. Like, how can
Okay.
you be happy about him staying? If you're a fan, then you should hope that he leaves and he spends his last like footballing years at a better place. Be happy with his family
Mhm.
and like win trophies, dude. He can't do that in Barca right now. There's no project. There's nothing at Barca right now.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, so like, would you sell Messi right now for like 200, 300 million, whatever you're getting, instead of sticking to that 700 million release clause that he has?
Uh, First of all, I'm Barca fan, not Messi fan. Like obviously, I'm a Messi fan,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm first a Barca fan, then a Messi fan.
Hmm.
The thing is, the Barca is treating Messi very unfairly. The 700
Right.
million clause, even
True,
if
true,
it's,
true.
I don't know about the technicalities of it. Obviously, we would not know.
Hmm.
But the thing is, they said that he had to give a statement at June 10th, I guess, that
June
whether he
10th
wants
was the
or not.
deadline, sort of.
Yeah, but how can during this pandemic,
Hmm.
how can a deadline be set as June 10? Because June 10, if the pandemic
And
had not taken place,
hmm.
the season would have been
Ended,
like
yeah. Champions League would
ended.
have
Yeah,
ended, yeah.
exactly. So like he would have gotten time to like like
Think
think
about
about
it.
it and
Yeah.
give his decision. But the
Hmm.
thing is, at June 10, he was participating in all the competitions.
Hmm.
How can you make a decision like that when you are participating and hoping to win all the titles?
I think it was
You
on
cannot
like June
distract us.
12th or 13th only that La Liga had resumed.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But
hmm.
it's just too ridiculous how Barca is treating him. The 700 million clause, obviously, no one can pay that.
Hmm.
Even Man City and PSG cannot
PSG
think of
cannot.
that
Yeah, yeah.
such a huge amount of money after the pandemic. That is,
Hmm.
even before the pandemic, it would have been ridiculous. Now it is
Ridiculous.
more ridiculous.
Hmm.
But the thing is, like, if an offer comes around 200, which is
Still
not expected,
understandable. Yeah, I mean.
but he's 33, right?
Hmm.
Obviously every club wants him, every manager wants him, but then you have to make smart investment, right? He would obviously offer at least only 2 years to the club
Hmm.
he's going to play in.
Yeah.
So like 200 million for 2 years plus the wages you have to give him, which is like
Yeah.
700 million all over annual wages. It would be a really ridiculous amount for me per se. So
Hmm.
like if I get a good offer like around 150, I guess,
Hmm. Hmm.
around 150, I would
Yeah.
like to let him go. He has to go.
Hmm.
That
Even
is the thing. But then
even like Real Madrid were willing to let Ronaldo go. He was 33 back then. They let him go for some 100 million, 110 million. And it looked, at that moment, it was like, what have they done? All of that. But now that they have reinvested in their squad with Hazard, with more attacking players, and next year, like they're probably going to buy Mbappe or Sancho, one of those, or Haaland maybe. It looks like
yeah,
an understandable decision why they did that.
at that moment when Ronaldo was transferred to Juventus, it
Hmm.
seemed so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I laughed so much. It seemed so ridiculous, but now
Hmm.
it makes so much sense. And like the
Yeah.
way Perez has handled, I admire Perez over
Yeah.
Bartomeu,
Hmm.
100 times over Bartomeu. The
Yeah.
way he has
Definitely.
handled the club, the signings he has made, the reinforcements he has made,
Hmm.
the way he's handling the whole club is just admirable.
Hmm.
He has signed such good players like Rodrigo, Hazard. Hazard has not performed to his best, obviously, but
Hmm.
Rodrigo, Hazard,
Vinicius.
Mondi, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Vinicius is like such a huge player that I am looking out for.
Hmm.
He is such a dangerous player that he needs to just work on his finishing and he's
Finishing.
all set.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm.
He's really good. So like the way Perez has handled the squad, the staff, the managerial team by bringing in Zidane again,
Hmm.
it's really good. 1 year after Ronaldo, obviously the club had to collapse
Hmm.
because Ronaldo was their main man. So they
Hmm.
needed a year for transition, for
Hmm.
rebuilding, and he
Yeah.
did really well in that.
True. True.
Plus Benzema stepping up. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Benzema is class, man.
Yeah, I rate him as I guess the second best striker right now.
Hmm. After
Uh,
Lewandowski.
yeah, after Lewandowski, obviously. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's too
Alright.
good. Too.
Hmm. So, like, how would you want to rate last season out of 10?
We won nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I would rate the 2016 season, the Red Bull season as 10 on 10, I would rate this as like 4 out of 10.
Okay.
4 or
Uh,
5. Yeah, ridiculous
hmm.
season. We were in the lead for such a long time in La Liga.
Hmm.
We, like I can't use the word I guess, but yeah, we handed it over to Madrid, and
Hmm.
then were disappointing in Champions League. Let's not even talk about how we were in Champions League. I just really hope Napoli had just knocked us out. That would have been
Hmm.
like good for me.
Bearable. Uh, uh,
It's disappointing. A club which you expect to win at least one title
hmm.
was so disappointing. Plus the Messi stuff, the everything
Yeah.
going around in the club. It's
Right.
just a ridiculous season.
Okay. So, with such an old squad, with very little coming from the La Masia, do you think that Barcelona could become the next AC Milan? Because, like you said, next year when Messi leaves, sponsorship revenue is going to dry up. So, like, do you see
Yes,
Barcelona sort of becoming the next AC Milan?
I hope not, but it's a real possibility, as every football fan will know.
Hmm.
The way AC Milan were like 15 years ago, it was just at purely high level.
Hmm.
The players that they had, but then after the departure of all the players, they just declined.
Hmm. Hmm.
They were nowhere to be seen in the European football level, in the league level.
Hmm.
They were just out of the equation of the top clubs in the like the world. But I hope that does not happen to Barca. But the way things are going right now, it will happen to Barca. La Masia was such a huge thing for us Qs to like boast
Like,
about.
yeah, right.
Yeah, we used to just like taunt Madrid and other clubs like
That, yeah,
CR.
we
Yeah,
don't
CR.
buy legends, we create them in our academy.
Yeah, but the
Hmm.
things have just completely reversed right now under Barcelona. We buy players right now, whereas Real Madrid invest on players and then bring them through their La Fabrica, I guess that's the academy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so La Masia has been disappointed, but it has obviously given us Ansu Fati,
Also
which I
Fati.
am so much excited about. Like
Hmm.
looking at his performances for Barca for Spain, he's been
The
too good.
goal that he scored for Spain,
Oh
that
my,
was
oh,
amazing.
not just the goal, he dribbled so well. His shots were so well, even if they were off target. He created space. He
Hmm.
played really well.
Yeah.
He is a bright, like talent and future for Barca. And if somehow we let him go, I don't know how I'll like react
Hmm.
because the thing is that I can't even trust the another board coming in
Hmm.
because the presidential candidates that are going to come in have
I think,
already.
yeah, Victor Font is the favorite
Yeah,
right
Victor
now.
Font. Yeah, but then the thing is, I don't know if they will keep Koeman. It's
Yeah,
just a weird your time to appoint a new
situation. Yeah.
manager because then if Bartomeu feels Koeman is the best man for the club, but I don't trust Bartomeu obviously, and
Hmm.
then Victor Fonte trusts that no, Koeman is not right for the job. So
Hmm.
it would be such a huge, like another
Another
um,
sort of year
disaster that
wasted into rebuild, gone in
exactly. Yeah.
rebuild. Yeah,
Plus, we need a project. Barca has
exactly.
no
Right.
project.
Right now. Hmm.
literally no project. We have no objectives. We just have three objectives: win the league, win the Champions League, and win Copa del Rey.
Hmm.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Nothing else. We don't have a perfect plan for the future. Anything. Nothing. What will we do after Messi goes? How
Hmm.
can we rebuild the squad? How can we like invest in youth or like revitalize La Masia?
Hmm. Hmm.
We have no project. Even Messi said that
Hmm.
there's no considerable good project that has been offered to him.
Hmm.
So this doesn't even make sense for a big club like Barca, who
Hmm.
doesn't have a project with such a huge amount of debt.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, the Lautaro Martinez deal right now looks off, and like we've spoken, there's too many attacking players already. Midfield is where they're looking to reinforce with Vidal leaving. Rakitic also has left officially. So, would you
yeah.
take Wijnaldum or would you take Thiago back at the club?
Personally, I would like Thiago at Barca because he's obviously an homegrown player. But the thing is, he and Wijnaldum are both old.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Both are
The another thing
29.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, both are 29. And the another thing is, like, obviously, I like Wijnaldum and Thiago a lot. They are like the perfect midfielders to like connect with the play, connect
Hmm.
with the forwards, the defense,
Hmm.
and like create spaces out of nowhere.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I would like a midfielder at the club, but I don't think I would like it right now. I would like to give Ricky Puig time for the season because he is a really good player who needs to make a mark
Hmm. Hmm.
at the club. But the thing is that Thiago's transfer to Barca, I don't think it is going to happen. It's a weird situation with Thiago right now because he said that who said he's gonna leave. Then Liverpool are in the race for
Hmm.
like 30 million, I guess 30 million
Yeah,
bid
30
for
million
Thiago.
euros is the price.
Yeah. So like it does not seem that Barca would sign him and he will come to Barca after the performance against Bayern and the
Yeah.
situation of the club.
Hmm.
Wijnaldum seems like a good signing, maybe, but then we don't know how he's going to settle at Barca.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That's the thing. Plus, Lautaro Martinez for me is really off. I don't even pay attention to the transfers right
Hmm.
now. The news coming related to Lautaro Martinez,
Hmm.
but Depay is, I guess, 26 right now.
Yeah,
So
around 25, 26.
yeah, so if Depay comes, I need to sell Brathwaite. Uh, Brathwaite's transfer didn't even make sense
Makes
at that
sense.
time. Does not make
Yeah.
sense right now. He
Hmm.
came as a Luis Suarez's injury replacement, okay?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And Luis Suarez came out of injury so early that he was
Yeah.
not needed at the club anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like 29. Brathwaite is 29. Why
Hmm.
did
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
we invest in a much younger talent or a
Striker,
younger
yeah.
striker at that time? Rather went for a 28-year-old
20.
Brathwaite.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I think he is a good player, but not Barca level. He does not belong to Barca. Well, like I'm not hitting out at him,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
he is not like a Barca level player.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. We all can
Yeah,
agree on that, I think.
but the thing with Depay, again, we have a lot of attacking options. He is
Hmm.
not a striker per se. He can play as a striker, but he can also play as a left winger.
Yeah, it's sort of very similar to Griezmann. He can play as a supporting striker. Griezmann plays on the right more. Depay is more on the left.
Yeah. So like, I don't know how will they fit every single person, like every single player in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a really hard puzzle to solve, but then why not? You sign. I'll just be, like I'll just make jokes about the club at that moment because I think Depay will disappoint at Barca.
Okay,
Right now, I don't think Barca should sign any players until the new board comes in.
okay.
Let the new board make the decisions because
Right,
I
right,
don't
right.
want Barcelona making decisions anymore
I
for
get that.
Koeman. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, before Oli arrived at the club, it was very similar for us as well. Like, we do not want Ed Woodward, who's a banker or an accountant, basically handling all the transfer business. The guy,
exactly.
yeah, he knows nothing about football.
The thing is, the similarity between Manu and Barca is they have so much wealth. but they
Hmm.
don't know how to spend it.
And there's lots of debt as well at both clubs.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh,
Let's not speak about the debt right
Debt,
now.
yeah.
Too. Plus, plus the thing is about Suarez.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a pretty weird situation about Suarez right now, whether he's staying or not. I think he's staying for now,
Hmm.
but then he's 32, 33 as well, and I
Hmm.
think he's past his prime. He is still a good player. He can still change the game, score goals, but he
Hmm.
is not as involved in the game as he was before with
Hmm.
like Messi and Neymar,
Hmm.
because that partnership provided him natural support and like helped him to like get his game better. But then since Neymar's departure, he has declined.
Hmm. Hmm.
Actually, since Neymar's departure, everything has declined.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
True.
Yeah.
All right. So the last question that I have for you is, what are your expectations of Barcelona for next season?
That's a really good question and hard question and a hard question for me to answer. I
Hmm.
have no expectations for next season.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to win any, like title next season. Obviously, I'm going to root for Barca. That I would hope that we win, but realistically, I know we are not going to win.
Hmm.
You had predicted about Barca's position
Hmm.
in La Liga, and
Hmm.
I kind of agree with that. I don't see them winning or coming at second place. Second place is an expectation for me right now, but then the thing is, I expect them to get third or fourth. But then second place is also right good. I see them qualifying for the group stages of like Champions League, but then I don't see them making past round of 16 or quarterfinals. Not
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, Copa del Rey is a chance because it's obviously a knockout phase,
Hmm.
and Barca does well in Copa del Rey somehow.
Hmm.
But then there are pretty good teams in Copa del Rey, and we can't say anything
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
that competition. Any team can win that competition.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So like keep low expectations, and I want to be surprised by Barca. Like if they do something. So I'll feel good about Barca at least. That's the main motive.
All right. So, thank you so much, Chanjot, for joining me. It was a great discussion, in depth, and we covered like everything that we had to about Barcelona. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for giving me like a platform to like speak about Barca. The ridiculousness of the club that's been going on. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. And for those of you who haven't seen the La Liga video, I've added a YouTube card. You can click the eye in the top right hand corner and just click on the video. You'll be able to watch that. Thank you so much for joining me. That's the end of it. Stay home. Corona is still existing in this world. Please wear a mask, guys. All right.
And please cover your noses and mouth both,
Yeah,
not
don't
just the
cover
mouth.
your chin. Like, please. It's not going to
Yeah.
make any difference. Yeah. Thank you so much.